Perfect.
To be honest, the fact that you kind of took that from me is kind of a reoccurring thing that I hear about me. It's more of a, and it comes from not really understanding the difficulties that I was kind of facing in my life, which is fair. I wasn't telling anybody that at the time, so teachers just looked at me like it was whatever. Like, this motherfucker doesn't apply himself at all, and he's here, and to be there was a lot. Just to get there was a lot. That's what most people don't know. And people say it a lot about inner city kids. It's like, you don't understand how hard it is for them to get to school. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, they got to refocus themselves and be thinking and saying certain things and so on and so on. But always respectful. I mean, always respectful of everybody. And even when we were there, when we moved to the big school, I never felt any type of animosity. And your stature means a lot going further. I don't know. It demands respect almost. It's like, I'm there, I'm dunking on you on the court, and also I'm smart. So what you gonna do? So you gotta make sure that you got all your ducks in a row to come at you the right way. What are you kind of doing now? What's your current job title now?
Can I respond to something that you said earlier that I just want to share with you and your listeners, because maybe some of the listeners are educators. Quick about that, and then I'll tell you what I'm doing right now. About how you came to school and no one really knew everything that was going on with you, right? You know, everyone is carrying some baggage, and you know they're dealing with something. Real quick story. So when I first started teaching, I would go and I would observe teachers. I'd look at what the teachers did well, the things that they didn't do well, and I was kind of crafting my own identity. You know, being a good teacher means being authentic, but I'd always take little bits and pieces from teachers that I thought would make me better. And so a couple of things that I saw teachers do that I said I would never do. One is lock a door to my classroom if a student is late. I saw teachers lock their doors and students come and they couldn't get in. The other thing is humiliate kids to do what was right or to follow their rules or policies. And one of the things that they would do is you come in late, they'd write your name on the board, right? Not knowing why you're coming late. So I said, I'm never going to do that stuff, right? So when my first year of teaching full time, there was a girl who came late in my class almost every single morning. It was I think it was an 8:30 class. And I pulled her aside and I said, excuse me, I said, why are you coming to my class late? She said, well, I don't really want to talk about it. And I just left it alone because there was something that told me, it was just like, okay, there's something going on. It was the beginning of the school year too. I said, maybe she'll tell me later. So about a month or so went by. She was still coming in late, pretty frequently. And then I've come to my desk one morning and there's an envelope there. And she leaves me a letter. And so I read the letter. And what she says is that she tells me the reason why she's late all the time. And she tells me this story about her mother who was like this track star. And, after her mother stopped running track, she became a health and fitness teacher and she became a track coach. She talked about how her mother taught her how to ride a bike around the track, using the lines and stuff and how they used to run together. And then her mother was stricken with MS. And so she had to start taking care of her mother. But she also had a brother who was challenged and disabled. And she had to assist and help him. So she had to get up in the morning, take care of her mother, take care of her brother, drive her brother to school, and make it to my class on time. And so I thought to myself, I said, wow, what if I had written her name on the board? What if I had locked her out of my classroom? She was drowning. What I would have done would have been the equivalent of throwing someone who's drowning a brick. And so that's not who we're supposed to be as human beings. It's not who we're supposed to be as teachers. But when I left Brookline and I got a chance to say my farewell, I told a story, and I actually read the letter that the girl left me. And I told him, I said, I want you to think about the policies and the practices and think about who they're for. Because your policies and practices should always be there to build and uplift kids and not for your own self-interest. So I just wanted to share that, because when you said that, it just really triggered that story.